What's up? What's going on in the building? We here. The Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. The three of the four horsemen. Ethan might be joining us shortly. He's playing around, so I said we got to get it popping. I got to mute my phone real fast. Listen, I don't think maybe they did. I don't think the Sixers understood how bad Philly needed this win right now. After what happened the last couple of weeks, and especially how the Eagles season ended, I don't think they really understood how bad we needed this win. This was huge, and now that we beat the defending championships, at least it's one game. I'm gonna tell y'all now, all my hopes and dreams rest solely on the shoulder of the Philadelphia 76ers. Everything, it's all right on this. Eagles is going. I don't watch hockey. Phillies let drop the ball. I mean, they start in a couple months, but right now,
Flyers getting it in though. Flyers are getting it in.
Yeah, I mean they doing all right, but I don't watch them. It's not the same satisfaction. Flyers can win 5 titles, and it won't be the same satisfaction of Sixers or Eagles winning 1. So right now, in my opinion, it all comes down to this, and I agree with Van Gundy. It all comes down to Joel in the playoffs. The way he played tonight, he had a masterpiece of a performance against arguably the best big man in the game. So the best 2 big men in the game battled it out. B won the battle right now, but can we eventually win the war? And is this a possible finals preview for the Philadelphia sports fans or for basketball fans in general? But this is a big game. What's your thoughts? I got a lot to talk about.
Well, I thought Van Gundy actually made a couple interesting points tonight.
I know you did.
At one point in the game, he said Tobias Harris, everybody talking about trade Tobias. You may not get as good a third player as Tobias in the trade market. He was saying, as I've said, if you keep Tobias and add to that, you make your team even deeper and better. But and guess what? Another thing, it will be no Joker slander. Joker is a grown man on them rebounds, bro. Like, all right, like he got a couple of them when Embiid stepped over to play defense on the other guys, and then Joker went and got it. But there was a couple of them joints. Joker was just down there and snatching it from Embiid and whoever else was around.
19
he had 19 rebounds. That kept them in the game, honestly, their offensive rebounds. Because that kept them in the game. But this was an entertaining game. And, Tobias actually had
11 offensive.
If we could get that kind of Tobias on a regular basis, if these two teams was meeting the finals, somebody going to die because they looked exhausted.
I was tired of Ben Gundy. He also said we chased Ben Simmons and him out of town too. So take that.
We did.
He said that? I didn't. We did. Say that. Who did?
Oh, we ran him out of town after he collapsed. Oh, we definitely ain't want him no more.
He ran himself out of town.
No, he ran himself out of town
for collapsing.
He ran it. No, but even after the collapse, I think if he ain't start girling and act like he ain't want to play and all that. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Tim.
What's wrong with your finger?
He's saying
let it go around.
I ain't even get to say nothing yet.
You came late, so now you last.
That's what he was saying because Ephraim was going back on again and didn't let it cycle.
Go ahead, Tim.
Everybody want to hear my thoughts.
Tim, you on your cycle?
Here we go.
Okay,
that's what I've heard.
Here we go. Wait, first of all, why is your light so bright? Like you entered the most holy or something?
Turn your camera down. I messed it up. There you go.
Right.
Oh, there you go.
All right, here we go. Excellent. I gotta give props to Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid. They play excellent.
I'm sorry. What'd you say?
I'm gonna give props to Tobias Harris and Joel Embiid because first of all, the game that Tobias the last 3 or 4 weeks, or at least the last 3 or 4 games has been superb. He gave you 32 points, 37 points tonight. He gave us what we needed. I gotta give him the props. I have nothing bad to say about Tobias.
8 for 10.
If he gives me this in the playoffs or in the rest of the season,
but you told me that he couldn't do this against. He don't do this against good teams.
He's never done it against good teams.
He just did it back to back. I mean, Sacramento's.
Sacramento's a good team.
Prior to this, he has not performed at this level since he's been here, but he is now. So I'm gonna take it for what it is, and what I see is I love it. I have no complaints. And then Tobias was good. Embiid played well. He got off of it, but the score was tied 111. He came in this game and he scored 10 straight points for us. I mean, he balled out for us. Maxey got him the ball in the spots that he liked to get it at. I mean, I thought Pat Bev gave us some strong minutes in the first half.
He did.
The whole game.
He had some big time 3-pointers. We needed that. You need sometimes those role players give you on those moments because we couldn't stop nobody. So we just had to stay up with them. They scored 78 points. We scored 78 points. So we got the help. We look strong, encouraged. I still say we need to make a trade. I still think we need to add a piece. But
What's that piece?
What's that piece? I think DeJounte Murray. I still believe he as the starting 6'5" guard.
I can rock with that. I could rock with that.
Them two, him and Maxey up top.
But but you trading to you more than likely you had to trade Tobias.
No, because Tobias, they don't even make money. DeJounte makes $18 million a year.
I'm talking about, but they probably want Tobias money to get it.
No, you didn't see Tim. Tim actually texted about that in the chat.
No, I saw him text about that, but I'm just saying they probably going like what they want?
Two first-round picks.
Okay,
and I'm willing to do that. We can still, Ethan. What about your thoughts on the game, though?
I can get in now.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Okay. Nicholas Batum too, man. Great defense down the stretch.
That was.
Yeah.
If the only thing I can nitpick about Joel Embiid, I would like to see him get more rebounds, but that is what it is. You can't have him do it all. He did have 10 assists. A triple-double would have been a nice icing on the cake in this game, but he didn't get to do that. And why not? What was the reason for that? What was the zone was the reason for them not having him guard Joker like that? You could at least kept him off the boards a little bit. I
think they wanted to get him a foul trouble because he said he's not going to put him on to a Joker until late in the fourth quarter, which he ended up doing. But I think it was about a foul trouble thing. I'm not mad at that, though.
Okay. Maybe that would have kept Joker from getting all them putbacks. You know what I mean? On garbage time points.
It don't matter.
Yeah, or maybe he would have gotten foul trouble and not been on the court and we'd have got blown out the
water. I agree.
I guess it worked. You do like to see them, you like to see the two best go head to head, but Joker wouldn't guard Embiid either. So,
Master MOTC, this is what Ethan does. Ethan and I'm mad at myself. I'm a little mad at myself too because I allowed the foolishness and the constant yak of Tim to take me off my Tobias because I was rocking. I was perfectly fine with Tobias. Me and Wayne was in lockstep with Toby.
Here we go.
And then I ended up turning on him a little bit slightly because Tim kept with he don't do this. And Tim, you should say Tim sending the stats to the chat about what he looked like against good teams and all this. And some of it was violent, so I'm not.
It was violent. That's what don't act like I'm making stuff up.
But I was saying all year that I was comfortable with Toby, and Tim talked me out of what I firmly believe was a solid basis for saying I was okay with him. And now look. Now he's dying. Now he balled out of control, and Tim got us both walking back what we said before. So I'm here to say Tobias had a masterful game. If he plays the way he plays, and he don't even got to play this good. He was 80%. He couldn't miss. He couldn't miss. No, listen. 80%. Listen, calm down. I'm not expecting Tobias to shoot 80% in any game for the rest of the year.
But did you hear what Shaq said? Shaq said he told Tobias, you got whatever you averaging now, you got to average 6 more points come playoff time.
See, that's unrealistic.
I don't necessarily agree with that because you expect Maxey and Embiid to average more points in the playoffs.
Hold on. So he says 6 more points?
6 more points. That's realistic.
So he's supposed to average 23 points in the playoffs.
Yes.
Did Shaq average 6 more points when he got in the playoffs?
Yes.
When did he do that?
Did he?
Tim, don't just be opening your mouth just because it sounds good. You getting in your Wayne bag.
Yeah, see, I'm saying like, I mean, how many
say it because it sounds good.
Listen, wait, you said come playoff time, you can't expect your man that to average 6 more points.
He's not the man.
He's not the man. But that's the thing. Most of the men don't. The only dude when we looked at stats, and I told you about playoffs, the only dude that actually took that significant of a jump, surprisingly enough, was Joker, and he did it last year. But for the most part, your star may average about the same. You want him to really much stay where he was at the regular season. Maybe a point or two higher. 6 points is not even. I don't know who normally does that. Like that's 6 points is a monster of a feat to ask any player to go up 6 points in the playoffs.
It's only 3 more shots that you make.
Now, the same point. Well, the point that I've been making about Tobias,
not one game.
No, he's I've been making about 7 games.
I thought we was rotating, so now I guess it's freestyle now because we started.
Go ahead,
I was going at the Ephraim, but that's cool. We can talk over everybody. I like chaos, but I like problems. Always.
Free throws, Maxi missed almost killed. Go ahead.
No, but that's my whole thing about Tobias is I just want to see him be aggressive. Tobias shoots 50%. Excuse me. He shoots 50% field goal for the season. So it's not like he shoots a horrible percentage. He just don't be aggressive enough at times. Tonight, we saw him be aggressive. We saw him step up and be more aggressive when needed. And you do got to find that fine line between when you're doing too much and when you're not doing enough. If you got people like Embiid and Maxey on your team, because they got to get their shots, they got to get their touches. But if a team is going to play like that and play off the way that they played off us, and we hit them shots, especially with that starting lineup we didn't have any PJ Tucker sitting in the corner shooting bricks. We didn't have that. We had guys, everybody around can shoot. And if you collapse or you start double teaming Embiid, you leaving guys open that can shoot. Wait, real quick. Oubre had a funny game because he came out hooping. Then for one stretch, he just shot it was like, what are you doing? Like he got a little riled up, but then he settled back down.
It was like 3 in a row that he missed, but he took 3 straight shots.
But they was bad shots though.
Yeah, I saw that.
Go ahead,
I'm trying to look here because
I mean, listen, some people get shot. I seen Maxey take a couple bad shots in a row. 3 bad shots in a row is that's part of the game.
But it was at the point in the game. It was at the point in the game.
When Maxey came down to squeeze that 3, that was a bad shot, and he missed. I thought he shot that too early in the game. To me, I thought that was a bad shot. And it wasn't even a lot of time left. I don't know why he came down to squeeze that. But
I agree with that. But
I mean, was hooping. Listen, mid-range game, deadly.
Yeah, we're all the people that say that they just want Embiid to go buried down in the post. He big. He need to be in the post. Just go in the post.
He probably got the best.
You going back for 2-3 years? Nobody said that about Embiid late.
Nah, Phil W been on here still saying that he says it every time. And every time I say Embiid's mid-range game is impeccable, and that makes him the most dangerous when he catches
won
it
an MVP last year because of that mid-range J.
So what you say about the mid-range? Who don't like the mid-range?
No, Wayne trying to say like people saying he needs to go back in the post.
It was. Nobody Phil W come in here and say it every time. That's why he
nobody has been saying that. Nobody really has been saying that in the last couple of years.
MOTC said Wayne is correct. Phil, he does.
Phil always come in here talking about Embiid need to get in the blocks. He need to get on the post.
It is a lot of people who say that. He ain't the only one. There's a lot of people who scream post. But I said last year, I think he has the best mid-range game. It's probably top 3 with KD and the bull from what's his name? Who used to play for Toronto?
DeRozan.
Yeah, DeRozan. He probably got one of the best mid-range games in the league and the best mid-range for a center, without a doubt. Norm B said Shaq said it. He said that he would like to see him to be down low, but if he shoots like that, he can't say nothing. Yeah, Shaq always said that because Shaq couldn't shoot. Shaq had a little floater type, like a little put shot that he kind of throw it at the rim a little bit, but Shaq ain't have no jumper like that. So, and Shaq was bigger than everybody, and the rules are different too. Rules ain't the same no more. You got to remember that too. They changed the rules a little bit, so you can't get as physical. When you down low banging, you bang somebody falling around the flop, they get the foul call. Next, you out the game, and everybody telling you, "Oh, you got to learn to play with more control and all this stuff like that." So I'm not too mad at how B played tonight. I thought he took his shots when he was supposed to. He went to the hole for the most part when he was supposed to, and clearly he dominated this game. Joker had a great game. It wasn't like a complete domination, but if you was trying to say who's MVP front runner, Joel just took the game. He took the lead with this game.
Let me ask you this: what 5 games at?
What'd you say now?
They say you have to play 65 games in order to qualify for the MVP.
I don't think he's worried about. I'm just saying, like, as regards to what it is now, I don't think Beat is worried about getting it, and I wouldn't care. I want him to be MVP of the playoffs and then MVP of the finals. That's what I need.
Right.
I do know that as far as Maxey had a good game because I'm looking at the stats now. He had 25, 9 assists, 5 rebounds. He did pretty well.
On free throw.
What was up with his free throw shooting? For some reason, he was like really.
I don't know if he got tight or what.
At the end of the game, he started shooting free throws. He also tried.
He shot the game bad. He shot free throws the whole game bad though.
Yeah,
he did.
I mean, you know how y'all say he did play back to back. You know how y'all say Maxey tired. He played too many minutes. Maybe
we talk about free throw though. We talk about free throws.
Maybe young Maxey was tired.
We talk about free throws. Now we talk about threes or jumpers. We talk about free throws.
Free throws. You don't think being tired affects free throws?
No.
Yes, that's why. Yes, that's why a lot of times
right to the line, you get to settle down, take your time, and hit that shot. It ain't like you jump and using your legs for the threes.
You do use your legs. What kind of
you don't jump? You don't jump.
You don't jump, but you use your legs. You go down. And
you not jump, bro. You're not jumping. I'm not trying to hear that tired,
okay.
Man.
You use your legs to shoot free throws. That's how come they say when people tired and they missing the free throws, they say their legs are tired. You still use that to shoot free throws.
No.
Okay.
No, I mean it does a little bit, but I think he just got tight. That might have got a little tight. I don't know. He normally pretty money. I seen him make some money free throws down the stretch. I was just kind of surprised he missed as many as he did. But I mean, you never know. He might have been. This is a big game, man. Big game. TNT, best team one of the best teams in the league. The defending championships. Everything was right on this game, man. I'm sure he's seen the Eagles collapse, so he knew how important this game was to the Philadelphia fan base. Them players be knowing. Maxey know he's in tune with the city. Yeah. So with all that being said, I'm satisfied. I'm happy because 2 nights ago, what's today? No, last night. Last night was miserable. Ethan and Wayne was on here hating, but I ain't even going to recap all that. Last night was
you don't get to recap it because you ran and went to bed. You right.
I didn't bring it up. I told Tim, I said send the link 20 minutes ago because I can't stay up for this whole game. I gotta go to sleep. And Tim around.
Then you said you was in bed watching the game, and then you said you was in bed watching something else. So shut up. We don't want to hear that.
Hold on, we gotta address this legs through him. First of all,
I did watch the Rosa Park.
You don't jump. When you shoot,
that don't mean you don't use your legs.
Oh, can I talk? My goodness, y'all niggas ran your mouth the whole time. Can I get a few minutes?
Nobody said jump. Nobody said jump.
You bend your legs, follow through, all that. So when the boy from Orlando missed them free throws in the playoffs, was it because he was tired? I ain't hear nobody say he had no legs. That was playoff basketball. I ain't hear nobody say his legs was tired. He was tired. He had no legs. No, you missed free throws.
That was mine. That was mental.
I ain't hear y'all say Ben Simmons was tired when he missed them free throws.
He looked like Ben out there.
Guess what? That's probably why Ben couldn't shoot him because he didn't bend his knees.
It ain't got nothing to do jumping.
That's why the coach tell you that every time you're not shooting, bend your knees. It's the routine. That's how you supposed to shoot free throws. Think about it. When the dude go up there and they just stand there, they're doing bricks. That's because you.
I kind of agree with Ethan. I think fatigue is very little to do with the free throw. In my opinion, it's a mechanics thing. I think it's a mechanics thing and a tightness thing that makes you miss free throws, especially in the clutch. But Bernard McCoy, shout out to you. He said, "Fellas, Maxey is sloppy on offense. He can do so many things to defenders that he does not know what to do. Needs more mental growth." I think he's still. I can't argue with that. He plays fast. When you play fast, a lot of times, sometimes you lose control. That's one thing that was always Westbrook's problem. Westbrook was so athletic, and he played fast. Sometimes you got to know when to slow your game down. I honestly think, to me, he's made leaps and bounds from what he's made. Obviously, his first and second year, he's continued to grow every year. Even attacking the basket fast, he finishes with the left hand better than I see a lot of players who got 5 to 10 years in the league. He's gotten in the habit of playing fast up until he gets to the rim, and then he knows how to slow it up and finish with the layup for the most part. But I don't know. What y'all think? Do y'all think he looking sloppy out there, or?
I don't think he's looking sloppy. I still think I do. I like how his game has evolved. Maxey is more physical now. He looks for the contact. He goes in there. He looks for the contact without looking for it like how Harden looked for it. Whereas though Maxey's still looking to finish when he goes in there and he's looking for that contact. If they ever start giving the legit calls that he deserves, he could really be a problem.
Yeah,
I think there was an and one on that one at the end too.
Mm-hmm.
They let him go ahead and play.
I actually like when they.
I'm trying to think about what I actually said before when I was.
What? When you were spinning off my
like,
lane?
all right, let me talk. I'm trying to think about what I actually said. But B mid range is actually I think B might have the best mid range from big man I've seen. I'm trying to think who even close. I'm trying to think of anybody even close.
Dirk? Would you put Dirk close?
You mean now or history?
Dirk? I'm saying
I'm talking about history. I'm talking about history.
Yeah, I'm saying Dirk mid range was money. Like if Dirk would catch it near that elbow, that little fade, that little
I know you got the old
mid range.
Like, yeah, Bird and all them, and all right. I'm thinking about strictly centers. I know
Carmelo mid range was crazy too. Yeah,
Tim Duncan.
Yeah, mid range was mean. Was Tim Duncan mid range mean like that?
He didn't really have a mid range. He had that off the glass shot he kind of hit all the time.
And that wasn't a mid range shot.
No, it was kind of like it was almost more like a layup.
No, Tim Duncan
close to a layup.
His glass shot was money.
I guess it was. I guess you could consider it mid range. Yeah, it was money. Yeah, who said 8 and D said mid range. Yeah, all right, I go with that. It was money.
No, but what makes his mid range so tough is he can take you off the dribble. He can he can do it. He hit you with the step back. We saw it. That Euro step was filthy. He left Joker jumping at the air on that Euro step. That's why I said to me that's his most dangerous position because he has so many options of what he can do from that spot.
And nobody averaged as much as he did with the mid range. Like if you think of, outside, did Dirk ever average over 30? I know he's.
Hold up, John Wright. Pat Ewing was another center that had that midi.
No, his mid range was nowhere near Beats. Nowhere near.
Pat Ewing had a nice midi. That's why I couldn't stand him because he never dunked.
I like
everything
that.
he shot was midi.
You think so?
I ain't saying he was on B level. I'm just saying we was talking about centers that shot mid range shots.
I'm talking about all right. Let's on B level. He not on B level.
Pat Ewing had the joint like at the free throw. I don't think it was as well versed. Like B mid range is kind of all over the court. Pat Jones was like a spot. You know how to pick a
Pat
spot.
used to hit him from the baseline. Pat Ewing shot middies from all over that little thing.
Yeah, he did.
That shot.
You're right.
C. Webb did have a nice mid range too. But you know what I do like about Joker's game that I think Embiid needs to incorporate, and Joker does as a big man. Like when you had those smaller guys guarding, like every time Maxey or one of them was on him, all he did was just turn around, face the basket, and shoot over him. Like B gets in that setup sometimes, like when Marcus Smart and stuff will play him, B be trying to back him down. Oh, you in your mid-range area, just turn around and shoot over him. And Joker did that all night. Every time they had
every time somebody
Joker just turned around and just shot it.
Yeah, sometimes B, I agree. But that's a product of the quicker decision making. And clearly he is making some quicker decision making. He had the 10 assists tonight, but just in general, that's why Joker averages almost a triple double because his decision making is very quick.
Yeah, I gotta give it to Beat. I didn't think he would do it this fast. I gotta give him credit. Remember, we talked about him passing the ball and out of double teams, and I didn't think he'd do it this fast, man. Is that all on coaching, or is that B really buying in? Sometimes you got to buy in too. You got to buy in.
Yeah,
I think it's more coaching. One thing we did know, I don't know how he worked with every individual player, but as soon as he got in there, remember he started working with Paul Reed and his shot and all that kind of stuff. Paul Reed actually played pretty good defensively too. Got some weak side blocks and all that kind of stuff like that too. I was happy that how active he was on the defensive end. That couple plays was huge to keep us in the game early. And allowed
block 800 from around the way, 56th Street.
Maybe B got a coach that coaches him, and B was a student of the game. Maybe he loved the game, and the coach was telling him we need to work on that number. And B put the work in.
B ate cheeseburgers on the sidelines. That didn't do coaching. That was what he did. He just grew up. He matured. He's gotten better.
I still believe in my heart that B bought in more after he seen what Joker did. Made that and won the chip. In my heart, I believe B bought in more when he seen what a big man could do as far as everything on the court. You ain't got to just score. You could pass the ball. You could control the game. Everything Joker did to win them that championship, I think that made Embiid buy him more.
But I think Embiid already was trying to. He just was turning the ball over. It just was. Embiid was turning the ball over way more, trying to make them passes. I think that's why I'm saying. I think him studying and I think coaching has a lot to do with it to help them, and coaching has a lot to do with the spacing on the floor and help him to recognize where he see things. Like that cross court pass he made to Batum earlier. B wasn't making that pass last year or a couple years before that. You know what I'm saying? He took his time, read the floor, and tossed it all the way across.
MOTC is not. I agree with Wayne. There's nothing wrong with acknowledging that somebody may have accepted some tutelage. That's what somebody needs to do with Jalen Hurts when it comes to that blitz, because he could do everything else, but he can't see that blitz coming from a mile away.
Yeah, but we talked about that yesterday.
But this is what coaching is about. You see where a player is a little deficient, and then you help him in said deficiency. And I think Nertz has done a great job with doing that, not only with B, but with a number of players. I think him and the coaching staff. You bring a good coaching staff in there, and you identify what players' weaknesses are, and you try to turn them into strengths. And that's what they did. And that's why we winning. This is a huge win tonight, man. Big time basketball.
It was. I mean, just keep in mind though, no one game planned for regular season games. So it was a good game. But now we'll see how it will be come regular playoffs.
You game plan a little for these games. For these big games.
So you think that's the regular type of defense that Denver plays? No, that's why the announcers was even talking about both teams' defenses. You're not used to playing defense that way because these the big men that you're going against are anomalies. Yeah, I'm tongue tied tonight. Anomalies.
Anemone. He's like, what you Nemo, finding Nemo.
Wayne like the more radio.
Happy doobie.
Cool,
yes, Baz. That's the word I was trying to get at. I'm tongue tied tonight.
But I agree with Wade. Listen, is it a full week of preparation for a team like the playoffs is going to be? No. But do you do some game planning? Yeah, good coaches do game planning.
A little bit, but you're not because 2 days later they got to play Boston. That's like that's a big game. So it's like regular season, you're just trying to stay. You try not to get no injuries. You put in your system, but you're not really game planning for that team.
You still got certain games circled on your calendar on your
exactly.
I agree. I agree with that.
And when you a dude like Joker and Embiid, and y'all the two top dudes in the league, you don't just let that game come and go by on some happenstance type vibe. It don't work like that.
Everybody watching.
Watching. You see that game coming, you gonna watch a little extra film. Like I said, it's not as intense as the playoffs. I'm not saying that, but you are gonna watch some film. You're gonna get your coaches, what you see like to do. Yeah, I mean, boo, and you gonna try to make sure that he ain't embarrass you out there on TNT. I ain't trying to hear it like it's just like they just walked in the gym and just showed up. Nah, it ain't. It's
important, but it's not. When they making adjustments and you're not really doing that until really playoff time.
I mean, I agree with that. But you still coming to play though.
He made a good point, and I was thinking that do the Sixers, do you need to have the number one seed? Would y'all try to put everything and try and get that number one seed? What are we 4 games behind? Or do you think they good at 3?
I mean, we got plenty of time to still play in the season. You know what I'm saying? So why not go for it?
So how important is that number one seed?
It's important. I said, what did I say at the beginning of the season?
I don't think that is the be all end all to get the number one seed.
I think if you want to avoid Boston, I would try to avoid Boston at all costs. And don't say, "Oh, I ain't scared of Boston." We've never ever beaten Boston.
Yeah,
Tim's scared of. Tim's scared of that.
Exactly.
How you gonna say I'm not scared of Boston, but we never beat them? You scared of them? That's all right.
No, he was making a point.
That's not the point. That's not the point I was making. That's not the point I'm making. I was saying, yes, we have to do everything to avoid them. I was saying that's what y'all was gonna say. Oh, we ain't scared. I'm saying, but you should be scared of them because Joel's never beaten them ever in his career. So if that's the case, you're going to do everything you need to do to try to avoid them. It's one thing to be like, okay, it's our time. If you haven't beaten them, and if you know that, because I do believe if we've gotten past Boston, we could have beat Denver in the finals last year. I'm not going to go on record and say we could have beat them. Anybody in the West, I thought we matched up well against. But for some reason, Boston has our number, always has. So if I got a chance to avoid them, I'm taking every measure to do so.
I think a big reason why we lost was his coaching last year.
And Harden and Scott Foster. Yeah. So I mean, it was a combination.
Yeah, how about that?
It was a combination of a number of things why we lost. But I do think that the way we playing right now, the continuity that this team has, I think listen, man, we poised to do some big things this year. Now, listen, obviously the number one seed to help any team because now it gives you the home court advantage. It gives you a lesser opponent, at least in your first round game that you have to play, and maybe in your second round, depending on who wins or whatever. So first round is always a good thing. I mean, if you can get it, go get it. We still playing for it. I mean, we ain't even at the All-Star break yet. You talking like we coming down the last month stretch of the game. So I think you're going to see a lot. Not a lot. The teams who up there, the top three teams are going to be the top three teams. But you can see a couple games swing here or there toward the end of the year. So I think we're going to be in position in the last 2 weeks of the season. I think we're going to be in position to get number one.
Okay. I mean, I'm thinking about because you got to take into account the the rest games for B. So if you're really playing for the number one, you might not, you might limit the rest games for Joel Embiid because you're trying to win. You're trying to win that number one seed.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
that's solid.
I think that's the more important thing, and that's why I'm saying That's why I'm saying to me the most important thing is to go into the playoffs healthy and prepared to play. Not, you know what I'm saying? I get it. I understand what you're saying about the number one seed, but if they're not healthy, if you don't got a completely healthy feed that's playing at least similar to what he's playing right now, because I don't care what Shaq say, I'm not expecting B to go in. I'm not going to go in there and saying B got to score 36, 38 points a game in the playoffs, average 30, because what he say, 6 points more than what B averaging like 30 something.
No, that was Toby. He said Toby.
No, but he said good players averages should go up 6 points. That's what Shaq said.
I looked up Shaq. Shaq didn't even go up 6 points, so you need to just.
That's
be quiet.
The point that we was making. That's the point.
Listen, I looked at the stats. I think even Jordan in the finals years didn't go up 6 points. One year he went up like 5. He went from 26 to 31.
4 the most.
I think maybe in Jordan's younger years when he was just gunning, he might have went up in the playoffs 6 points. But even when they was winning finals, he never even went up 6 points in the finals. And he said Kobe did it in 01. I didn't get to check that yet, 01, 02. But that's rare. I mean, if anybody does it, it's an anomaly. And what is it, Wayne? Anybody does it, it's an anomaly.
It's a word y'all don't use in your regular everyday sentence.
I know. I'm just trolling Wayne. Relax. It's not, and it won't happen often. You got you got to build your Porky Pig vibe.
But here's the point that he said he had a conversation with Tobias when they were in Houston, and he said, "Yo, you need to be the number 3 on that team. You need to be that player." He said, "If he's right now, he's averaging 17 points."
So he wants a number 3 to go up to 23 points a game.
And you telling me that that's not, you can't do that in the playoffs?
So what about show me one number 3 in history that did that?
I'm talking about, you don't think Tobias can do this?
He's a number 3 though.
But if you're saying to do this, all right. No. But if he's doing that, then more than likely, because play slows down some in the playoffs. So that means either Embiid's scoring is going to go down or Maxi's scoring is going to go down if you want Tobias doing this extra scoring. And then if one of their scoring go down, then you're going to be saying, "Oh,
I wouldn't necessarily say that because you're going to tighten your rotation, so some of them bench scoring may go down, and then his scoring could pick up." But listen, it's not Tim. It's not happening. No, Tobias can't go from 17 to 23. No, that's almost impossible. If he does it, it will be something that has rarely, if ever, has ever happened. Find me a number 3 scorer that jumped 6 points in the playoffs. Playoff? You talking about the whole playoffs? You talking about for one series? Maybe one series.
He said 4 out of 7 games.
I mean, look at Denver. Who was they number 2 scorer?
Did that ball for Miami
Denver
jump
went up
like
6
that?
points?
I think that ball for Miami did that one year.
Maybe one series. Maybe a series.
You might be the center for Miami.
What was his name?
Strauss.
It wasn't Strauss. No, it was one of them boys hitting threes. I think he went off.
Yeah, I think it was Strauss.
Tyler Hero. You talking about Tyler Hero that one year?
I think it was Strauss or Robinson. It was Strauss or Robinson. One of them boys they got that get hot. Caleb Martin, Vincent. Was it Vincent?
Yeah, I think that's him. Caleb Martin. I think it was Caleb Martin.
Oh, the boy with the tight braids with the braid bun.
Yeah, let me say.
Okay.
I think he did. He went crazy.
Maybe somebody said Vincent. Somebody said Caleb Martin.
That's another thing. See, I like Miami. Miami don't feel like they gotta be the number 1 seed to be able.
Some people saying Gabe Vincent. Yeah, yeah. It was one of them light skinned boys. Either Vincent or Martin.
It was one
of them hot yellow cats got hot and started hitting. I mean, listen, but that, like I said, you might be doing for a series. For the entire stretch of the playoffs, that's not happening. Maybe for a series, and that's even. I mean, you asking a lot. That's even a lot. But
Caleb didn't do it. Caleb didn't do it last year. Nah, he went from what was it? I was just looking at that bump stats.
I would like to see Martin. I would like to see Morris Senior play more games like that. It seemed like he brought his game tonight. Like it wasn't like he went off, but he was solid on defense, and he hit a couple big shots too.
Caleb went from 9 points to 12 points.
9 to 12. In a series, they talk the whole playoffs. You might have to look at the individual series.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the whole playoffs.
They can't even call it. See, we saying we need a wing like that for Boston. We forget Covington's not playing, and he, no matter what we thought about him when he was first here, Covington is a solid. Him and Batum are the same type of defensive players. So if we're saying we need these wing defensive players, we do have them. You know what I'm saying? He's not playing.
So it sounds what you're saying. It sounds like you're telling me that you're okay with this team and you don't want to make any.
No, if we can make a move, I want to make a move. But I'm saying I'm not. If we can make a move to improve, I'm gonna make a move. Huh?
You seem pretty comfortable with this roster.
I do think we can beat any of them right now. Yes, I do. But I want to be more comfortable if we can up it.
I like Tim's move getting the ball from Atlanta. From Atlanta, yeah. Deontay Murray.
I'm with that.
I like that move. That's a good move. That's a good move. Who do you with Milwaukee and Boston playing the way they're playing? Who do you think is our toughest out right now? Because you know Dame time is officially back too.
Yeah, I ain't worried about Milwaukee.
Dame time is officially a real thing.
Man,
you not worried about Milwaukee?
I'm not.
You worried about Boston?
I'll say I'm more worried about Boston. I'll put it that way. I'm more worried about Boston than Milwaukee.
I'm worried about Giannis' brother.
If Dame time a really official thing now?
Yeah.
Is that okay? Ethan?
You know why I feel like that about Dame though? Because Dame corny. Dame a corny dude though, bro.
Don't let your personal feelings come in.
Listen. This is why I'm saying he a corny dude. Remember when what's his name hit the three, the game time three, and hit his on the young boy Halliburton? Dame gonna walk up. You gotta be careful what you say, young boy. You stuff come back on. You gotta be prepared for the like. Shut up! You sit there do Dame time all the time. Now you saw it because the young boy drained the 3 and won the game.
No, he didn't say. No, he didn't say.
He
that.
did. He was hating on Halliburton.
He was a little. He gave his props, and then he said, "Just be humble when you doing it." Now,
but Dame ain't humble.
No, because what he's saying is, you taking somebody else's celebration, you trying to taunt him with his own celebration. That's what he's saying. Dame, that's Dame.
Definitely did it.
So he's saying, why, like, don't taunt nobody with the celebration, because sometimes that come back and haunt you a little bit.
It was just.
So that's why Dame lost in the second round after he did that Westbrook.
That's what I'm about to say. He was talking PG in a piece on.
He was talking to PG.
That's his celebration. Actually,
in the next round he got bounced. Yeah, round he got bounced.
I mean, Dame took his team to the Western Conference Finals 1 year.
This was a good series, a good game, no doubt. And before we wrap it up, I do want to ask y'all a question about Joel Embiid and his usage rate. Do you think it's too high, and do you think it's going to cause a problem come the playoffs? This is a realistic question.
No, nope.
You mean? Hold on. So, what question are you asking? Are you asking should they back him down throughout the season to get him ready for the playoffs, or are you saying how much he gets played in the games should it be the same in the playoffs? Is that what you're saying?
What's his usage rate right now?
Right now, his usage rate is 38%. So he takes 38% of all of it, of all the shots between.
Is that the highest in the league?
It's the highest in the league right now. Next to him is Luka at 35. Then everybody else is around. All the stars is around 31, 32. Like Steph is at 31. Durant is at 31.
He got a higher rate than Luka.
Joker, which Joker? Which Jokers?
Jokers is
Joker passes a lot though.
No, yeah, Jokers is even lower than that. His in the 20s.
Wow.
So you got Joel is 38, and then everybody else besides Luka is around 31.
So what you saying? He turned himself out from shooting too much?
I don't know if it's time that, but is it if he can stay at 38 and still reach that maximum effort, I'm cool with that. But I'm saying if it's the playoffs and he goes and reduces, then all those shots that he took, I'm just saying, could that impact us moving forward? This is just a realistic question I'm asking y'all.
That's interesting because with that being known now,
and LeBron is 29.
LeBron's team's trash. Tell me about the teams that's good.
Like,
do you need a better?
So it's Golden State.
Is Maxey a good enough number 2? With that question being asked, that's a high usage rate.
Yeah,
I mean, right now he's putting up.
That's a Craft made a good point. He don't play a lot of fourth quarters now, so I mean, if you got that usage going in while you're in there, and you putting up them baskets, and you get the lead, and then you get to sit out and rest a lot in the fourth quarter. But see, this is the thing. If they don't do that usage and then they lose, then you'll be talking about something. Embiid too soft. He's selfish. He's sitting down. He needs to be out there playing games.
It's not because if someone else is being just as productive in that role, but now Joel,
who's being just as productive on the Sixers?
I said if they have somebody that can be that as productive, and he's giving you 31%, because sometimes less is more. Like even all the Boston Celtics, all of them around 31. Nobody's over 32. So I'm saying, come the playoffs, if it's not, I'm just laying it out there. If y'all say no, 38 is fine. I'm saying maybe the reason why we haven't advanced to where we need to be is maybe he needs to be back when 2019. Because look, in 2019, when we actually had,
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at Bass. He said Michael Jordan. He said MJ usage rate was 100.
That's what I'm laughing at too. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, he's the biggest dude on the court. He has the best mid range out of any big man, and when he get down low, you can't stop him. So why? I mean, when he in the game, he gonna shoot. Like I mean, I guess I'm trying. What point are you trying to make? Like you saying his usage is too much bait, so that's going to hurt the other players because they're not getting involved as much.
I'm saying it has to. What I'm saying, it has to stay at 38. If it's going to be 38, it has to stay at 38. Because if it don't stay at 38, if it comes down in the playoffs to 29, like Joker is 29.6. If it goes down there, then that was a waste of using him that high during the regular season.
How is it a waste if they get in the number 1 seed? If they get in the top seed, you just said how important it is to get in the top seed.
You could be the number 1, number 2 seed. If he's not as successful at 38%, then if you get
so then you just answered your other question then. When you asked about the number 1 seed and how important it was, so you just answered your own question.
We want to hear nothing bad about Joel, boy. Do it.
It ain't about hearing nothing bad. It ain't about hearing nothing bad. It's about this foolishness where it's like you try to find any angle to sit there and say. It's like when he trying to protect Jalen Hurts, trying to find any angle to protect.
I actually think it's kind of valid. The usage rate is how many opportunities he get to shoot the ball when he's on the floor.
Yeah.
So, he is getting, and by that being said, he is getting more people involved because his assists is up. So that's interesting. I mean, it's just something to think about. It's an interesting take. Yeah, I mean, Tim, it don't surprise me. Tim, analytics, man, that's what he do at work all day, and a lot of numbers and data and stats and all this. So I mean, it don't surprise me, but I mean, it's an interesting take. I kind of see where you're going. I guess we'll have to see how it play out in the playoffs. His usage rate may go up. He probably played more in the playoffs. I don't know. It might go up to 40 if it's at 30.
I said MOTC. I said Luka is the second highest, but after that, you got Trae Young is at 31. Kevin Durant.
But the interesting I'm sorry.
Devin Booker 30.
The interesting part about Bede versus Luka's usage rate is Luka dominates the ball. Bede is actually not ball dominant as much as Luka. Luka brings the ball up, you pass it, they pass it back to him, he holds it, he almost like a little Harden, maybe with a little bit more pass to him. That's why I'm actually surprised that Bede's usage rate is that high because he's not as ball dominant as somebody like a Luka. I would have expected Luka's usage rate to be higher because Luka jack a lot of threes too. He probably averaged like 10 threes a game. But that's interesting. I honestly think
honestly, when I look at B's shot selection, that's why I like the mid range so much. That's why I always said I prefer him being there with his mid range how it is. That means you're not down in the paint doing all this body getting hit up, your body getting knocked around every play and stuff like that. I'm fine with it. I don't think Embiid takes. I think he actually takes less wear and tear now playing the way he plays now than how he used to.
Okay. My only point is if B goes down, it takes a lot more people to fill out that role versus if it's more well balanced.
Sixers and instrumental said these numbers are goofy, but I mean, Tim, that's if B go down, season over anyway.
Yes.
If your number one player goes down,
if Joker goes down, their season is over.
Exactly. If any number one player goes
if
down,
Giannis goes down, their season is over.
All I'm concerned about for real is having a healthy Joel Embiid in the playoffs for once.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I actually did like tonight, and I've been yelling about this. I don't know if y'all been paying as much attention to me as the NBA referee. I don't know if anybody in the comment section has been watching how irate some of these coaches been getting about how terrible some of the referees been. I sent y'all a clip of Mike Brown, who actually bought a laptop. Who actually got fined $50,000 for that, by the way. But he bought a laptop to the press conference to show how egregious some of the foul calling is, and he's saying it's changing from every night, so forth and so on. And I've been saying this: the NBA has a problem with it. First of all, it's too many ticky-tack calls. I saw some tonight early, but I like late how they let us play for the most part. That one foul with the B stepping on Porter coming down, landing on B for a little bit. That was a little goofy to me. But they did let us play down the stretch. I honestly think they need to start reffing the game like that for the entirety of the game. These ticky-tack calls to me it bogs the game down, and at certain points it makes the game hard to watch. When they let them be free fly, that stint, for instance, that stint we had when I think Batum had a block and B had a block, remember, was going back and forth, and it was like all this wild basketball. That joint was exciting. Now, Oubre blew the three when he got wide open to blow the roof off the building, but that was an exciting.
It was that close.
Yeah, it was like it makes basketball exciting. All that stoppage of play every time somebody go up as a foul, it makes the game terrible, man. They gotta get that out of here. Let the players play and let them decide the game. They got.
Hey, Ephraim, they said watch your usage rate. You know what I'm saying? You doing a lot of
it is hot.
But that's just my thoughts on that. I don't know if y'all been following it. Remember Toronto coach, I sent you a clip.
I got mixed feelings on that though, honestly. I got mixed feelings on that because you can't let them play like that all game, because what you're going to end up getting is the Knicks and the Heat back in the early 90s. Remember how they would sit up there basically be about to knuckle every time because Bulls were just hacking Bulls. You gotta rein it in and make some calls. I think the biggest problem is consistency. Like you got to make the same kind of calls, both sides all game.
I think some of them is ticky-tack. Go ahead, Ethan. I'm sorry. What you about to say?
I said Wayne talk about they called a lot of fouls back in the day too. Y'all watch them games, you hear the whistle, and I'll be like, "Whoa, what did anybody just do?" But
no, that was just Mike games.
It was a lot of they but them calling like that might hurt B game a little bit. I mean, as far as he went to the line, 13, 14 times tonight. So
I don't think he went to the line the whole first half though.
Yeah,
or if he did, he only went to like one the first half.
10 to 12 free throws a game. I mean, unless you really getting hacked, is probably reasonable for somebody who plays, gets as big at times as much as B do. But
and has that big of a usage rate.
But I done seen so many games, but people going to free throw 19 times. That's what whatchamacallit was going off at. I think Anthony Davis shot like 23 free throws or something. It was something egregious. Like it's just too much. You just bump bodies with somebody and it's a foul. It's like, that don't play ball. I know what Wayne's saying. I ain't talking to the point where you letting nobody get clubbed over their head. But some of the movement fouls, when somebody got their hand up and they try to position themselves in your way and you bump and it's a foul, I don't like that stuff. You got to get that out.
What's the NFL called? Incidental? What they call it? Something? What they call it?
Incidental contact.
That's the word.
You got to let some of that go.
It's contagious tonight.
Yeah, some of it do be a little incidental contact. I mean, it's kind of hard with basketball because you are going up and the shoot moves and somebody hit your body. So I do understand.
But that's why it's hard with basketball too, though, because you have guys that want to play physical or play physical defense. Like you get all up on somebody playing physical defense, and then when they go to lower and put their body into you, just like, you knocked me over. Like, come on, you just, or even the other way, like the offensive player, if they sitting there and they pounding the way, I ain't gonna say it like Barkley said, but if they like back, it's a good inconcidental anomaly.
Boozilla, chill.
But I'm saying, like, even if somebody like backing down, like you trying to move somebody down, and then they play physical up on you, then all of a sudden the whistle get blown. Like, come on, if they both playing that way, let them play.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Somebody that's trying to avoid and make contact and make moves, and somebody bumping them and all that, I think that should be the foul call.
I never liked to throwing your body into somebody and you getting the foul. I can't. I still can't understand that to this day.
I don't like that. I don't like that either. I done seen players jump into players and the player got his hand straight up and he gets called for a foul. At a certain point, just let them play. Let them play. Like if it's somebody coming down on somebody, you hitting their arms, you know what I mean, you clipping them in the midair and all that. All right, you called a foul. Foul. We all know what a foul is, but some of this stuff is just too ticky tack to me. I don't like it. I don't like it. But that was just my thoughts on that.
All right. Well, good game sixes.
Clean it up.
Good game sixes, a way to get that win, back-to-back victories. I know we play Orlando on Friday, but please do. Can y'all like the video on YouTube and subscribe, and then hit that notification bell, y'all. We're gonna catch y'all on Friday.
What's the next game? Is it Friday, Saturday? Our next games?
I think Friday. I'm not sure about the next one after that one, but I think we play Orlando Friday night.
Everything's riding on y'all, Philadelphia. Sixers is all on y'all now.
Philadelphia 76ers. You're our only hope.